Well, it's a very different world, isn't it? When you bought records, especially retrospectively, you were practically consigned to the 78 RPM era, and those old records. If you ever have to move them, you really appreciate this. Each of those records weighed half a pound, and they had 6 minutes worth of music on it. So you had to be fairly selective about what you wanted, even though there was tons of wonderful music out there. You couldn't collect everything unless you were, very wealthy or crazy or something. I was only crazy. I wasn't wealthy, so I got what I could, and in order to get old used records, you had to go to places where they were. Goodwill, Salvation Army. You'd knock on people's neighborhoods in areas where the music was popular to begin with, and hope that somebody still had a dusty carton under the bed that they'd bring out, and you'd look and, oh yes, I'd like that one. And to do that, you had to learn what the content of the records was, not by playing them, but by looking at the record label and seeing, oh, this is this and this is the other, because it's amazing, in the world of old records, a 10-cent record looks exactly like a $10,000 record unless you understand the hieroglyphics. So the trick of the game was, of course, to find a wonderful piece of music on an unplayed record, and then you really had something. But of course, that's like, breaking the bank at Monte Carlo. It didn't happen every day. But I think I'm speaking about any kind of collecting in all areas, because if you collect stamps, it's not enough just to have the stamp itself. The stamp has to be perfect all around the edges, and the image has to be fresh and sharp and everything. And if you're collecting books, well, you either have a first edition or you don't, and it has a dust jacket or it doesn't. So there's that kind of criteria that apply to collecting records too, or collecting anything.